To speak in your native tongue, I'm crestfallen. My local LGS is shutting down, and I was flooded with all these memories of all my friends sitting around playing Magic the Gathering, learning how to play Commander, and then I remembered them. I remembered the absolute worst of humanity crawling into my local LGS, ruining everyone's experiences, making people want to literally leave because of how bad they smelled. And I'm not kidding you, I had a guy who got banned for that exact freaking thing. So today we're gonna go over your worst LGS experiences and see if we can kind of comb through the mayhem that they have left behind for us. Starting off with our first story, Bedram says, I was going through the binders of in my local LGS, and all of a sudden a stream of urine? What the fuck? A stream of urine went through the wall and suddenly landing on the binders. That's the type of shit that they be keeping like the $90 cards in, and then like the $5 like little fun ones. So like first, like a lot of money. Turns out there was a renovation going on the other side of the wall, and the builders were urinating against the shared wall. Who's pissing inside with no toilet? And the builders were urinating against the shared wall whilst aiming through a hole that, unbeknownst to them, went straight through the wall. And I vividly remember the panic and disbelief at the face of the LGS owner. Oh my god, absolutely opening with a fucking banger. Why the fuck? First off, if you are a builder, are you pissing just like in the room you're standing in? Like, it doesn't lead in. Like, first off, where's that hole going? You don't know. It's just a hole. Could have put it in there for a screw to like a wall or something, like an anchor. But like, motherfuckers are just pissing through it, like just letting it rip. And you know that they're probably dehydrated because they're working in a fucking building all day. I'm expecting that urine to smell foul. On top of that, the poor dude. Imagine being the fucking LGS guy, right? Just like your whole life, you've been selling these nice cards, you've collected them, you've done all this work, and then suddenly there's piss all over them because the builders are pissing somewhere with no toilet. What the fuck? Impulsive says, at a pre-release years ago, I had an opponent's girlfriend come up to me mid-match, mid-game to tell and show him all the cigarette butts she was able to gather, scavenge?
What the hell?
So they can smoke them later together. He then proceeds to pocket those butts and continues playing. I tried not to throw up in my mouth the rest of the match. What the? Okay. So, disgusting little story, but like I've seen people do this. Like I've seen people go through like imagine you're so down bad. You go to a Magic tournament and your girlfriend walks up to you and she goes, "Hey dude, I just found cigarette butts on the ground." And you're not like, "Ew, like what the fuck?" You're like, "Score! I got a fucking bounty on this one."
They were made for you.
They were made for each other.
They have a love like no other. They are Nick Beans.
Dude.
Lovers.
Dude, hey, respect. That's fucking foul, man. Oh my god, the smell of the already lit tobacco, and then like, oh my god, the crevice of where other people's lips have been.
Disease.
Oh my, don't even mention the disease. Oh god.
Well, they had to save money on cigs so they could buy more cars.
Oh yes, they had to save more money on cigarettes so they could buy more Commander Masters.
You just don't see the budgetary vision.
Obviously not. Obviously I don't get it because, like, you know, I just buy packs instead and smoke the cards inside. Someone in the comments said, was this in East Tennessee? This sounds like an East Tennessee thing.
No.
Source, I'm from East Tennessee.
No.
What if he was just like, source, I'm actually from Washington.
Source, I'm from Washington.
Source, not from there actually. Force of Bill says, at a DMU pre-release and had an opponent complain was at a DMU pre-release and had an opponent complain about the new Liliana art having smaller boobs for 15 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, so Gooning in the shop, Gooning right in front of everyone. I'm sorry, but like, please do not take those like anime, like those anime sleeves, the anime binders. None of that needs to go to the shop. Do not goon in front of your boys, dude. That's odd. Time out. No gooning. Okay, and also Liliana, fictional character. Don't goon for a fictional character. And also smaller boobs. Man, You should see her as a squirrel. She has no boobs. Complained about that for 30 minutes. He also complained about constantly getting mana screwed and was playing a 4 colors deck with no mana fixing. Obviously, you're gonna get mana screwed. I'm sorry, but if you're playing a 4 mana commander, you need to play like treasures or something, dude. Get it together. Really weird guy, but I beat him quickly and moved on. Okay, so yeah, like I'm looking at the comments here, and one of them says this is a typical Magic the Gathering player, unfortunately, and they're right. You run into these people constant, and it's kind of odd because you run into them and they're like, dude, I didn't have any mana, but I didn't put any in my fucking deck. And like, how much are you running? Oh, I'm running like 20. Dude, run more than that. But gooning is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you see me gooning in the shop, shoot me dead. Shoot me dead. I don't want to be the gooner in there.
You'd rather be dead than caught gooning.
I would be I would rather be caught dead than gooning, period. Next we have Comfortable Lie, 1973. Guy couldn't afford a $5 card, and I proxied it. This is pretty normal. One player became full nuclear Karen, shouting, cursing, asking the LGS owner because proxying a chivalrous alliance. Chivalrous? I think so. Let me see. I want to see how much this card costs now. This is the card he's talking about right here. Whenever you draw a card with 2 or more creatures, draw a card, discard a card, create a 2/2. Okay, yeah, it's like a $5 card still. Like, it's not even that bad. Anyway, proxying. Okay, so guy went full nuclear because proxying this card was ridiculous because it was only a $25 Brazilian real card, and left the store saying that everybody was poor and he won't ever step foot here anymore. I draw the fucking line with poor people, buddy. You ain't dude. You better not proxy that $700 card. I'll be pissed. That's fucking crazy. It was only a $5 card. Fucking cry about it. And it wasn't even that great of a card. I mean, it's a good card, but it seems like there's like substitutes out there. But to go full nuclear Karen, ruin your spot, bro, you're ruining your spot, dude. Like, and that's the thing is like a lot of these players are like pay to win players, which is super awkward because it's like, dude, they're like 10-cent cards that do the same thing as like $10 cards. I'm serious, and I'm like, please do not crash out over a proxy. It's just a fun little card, dude. Dude, you're going there to have fun. You're going there to have fun. And if someone proxies a card, you fucking proxy one, dude. Like, it's fine, you know? Don't go in there and be like, I'm gonna literally shit my pants because you have that $25 proxy. If you want to learn more about these 10-cent to $10 cards, you could probably just subscribe to me, and I do budget builds and I do expensive builds. So if you're poor or if you're not poor, I've got you. But you should subscribe if you're enjoying the content so far. I will be kind of upset if I lost to a proxy because it's not a real card, I guess. But if it's like a fine proxy, I'm actually probably more interested in how they made it. Okay, so next we have Blair 888. I'm a girl. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen here? There are 2 stores in my town. One is bigger than one, has less stock. The other is vice versa. We go to the smaller store because for a few singles and a clerk working, we'll get my boyfriend anything he wants, and enthusiastically as well. When I ask for a single, he won't look at me in the eye or just walk away in the middle of a sentence. What? You're supposed to try to be selling these cards. Like, that's odd. I wonder if he okay, we'll talk about this in a second. Let me finish this up. Whenever our group would sit down and he would come to play with us, he would always have a rude comment, which I had a question or made a play while condemning anything the guys do in the group, just the stuff that she did, basically. I go there to pick up a card, and he just flat out tells me, why are you such a bother? I stopped going there for months. Okay, so, yeah, so that's just sexist. Just so evil. What the fuck? That's actually not the way I thought it was gonna go, though. Usually, the way those stories go is guys come up, sit at the table, breathe heavy, and just look at people for a really long time, which is super awkward. People are there to hang out and be cool. And you're not being cool. You're being odd. Holy shit, though. Like, blatant sexism. Like, obviously, if your boyfriend was there and he was, like, acting like that towards him versus you, that just seems like a sexist asshole. I did see in the comments that he did get fired. So, she said that it was not related. So, I wonder what he did. She didn't specify. Pardon my French when I say this, but, like, I'd like more girls to play the game because, honestly, it's a sausage fest out here. We're being super creepy. We smell bad. We We need some diversity out here. Actually, we need to get like normal people to play the game. Like that's just what it boils down to. Is like if a girl can't feel safe playing the game, then why should we even like? It doesn't make any sense to even play it. It's just a fucking game. But you'll goon, right? You'll goon in the shop with the boys. Hey boys, I'm gooning. The honest boobs are smaller.
Being girl, not allowed. Being allowed to goon, essential right.
Essential right is the goon. Being a girl. I don't think so, buddy. That is a cardinal sin to be a goonish boy. Okay, Vio Monk, the last story of our journey. I had to borrow a playset of Arid Mesa from another player at an FNM. He had to leave early and just said hang on to it and give it back to me next weekend. Well, he never showed up again. Ever again. He only had one friend who came to the FNM as well as that had any form of contact with him and didn't know where he disappeared to. Oh, odd. So he just kind of like disappeared without a trace. I hate when people do this. Like, I hate when people are just like, they're just cool to you, they're just being bros, and then they just like kind of like disappear. It's just kind of like, to me, I know it's probably something just kind of odd, like, you know, you don't know that person that well, but like, why the fuck where'd you go? At about 6 months, we hear that he moved, but never found out where, and lost touch with his friend. See, that's sad. So I had a playset of borrowed Arid Mesas that one day will be reunited with its owner, but until then, I'm just a foster parenting them. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful one to end on, I think. Thank you, guys. Honestly, some of the absolute worst things out of LGS, you piss on the cards, gooning in public, sexism. Sexism's wild, by the way, guys. But there's some good out there, obviously. Foster parenting Arid Messes, very nice. I think that is pretty cool. Yeah, I usually just go to LGSs to pick up like singles and stuff, and I don't know. Whoa, singles? Singles in my area? Whoa. No, I usually just go there to pick up some cards and stuff, and honestly, I got some bulk while I was at my local LGS before they shut down, which, it's kind of cool. It's like it's kind of like I own a piece of the LGS now. It's nothing crazy. It's just some, I literally bought all of the random cards that they had laying around, and I also bought, Zendikar. I think they're bulk Zendikar. That was just something I needed, I think. But I've been building, a lot too. Let me know if you guys like this video or not, because I actually enjoyed looking all this up. I enjoyed reading all these stories, and honestly, please go out there and be cooler at your LGS. No gooning, no sexism, foster parent and Arid Mesa now today, right? I'm looking at some bulk that I actually got from the shop, and I'm building a deck out of it. So I'm gonna show you guys 3 cards and we'll let you guess. So first we got like we got a behemoth sledge, we got noble steeds, and last but not least we have recruitment officer, which is a really nice little card. Actually, I've really been fucking with recently. Yeah, so like, what deck am I building from my dead LGS cards? If you're not interested in guessing what that deck is,